So now let's go back to some of the stuff that we skipped over. Let's pick up from here. Counterclockwise rotation is a positive degree measure. Okay, so this is just something that is a convention. When we rotate something in a counterclockwise direction, like I'm rotating this pen, we call that moving it in a positive direction. And clockwise rotation, therefore, is a negative degree measure. So again, moving something from here, rotating around the end of the pen to there, would be moving it in a negative degree direction. Let's see what this means on an XY plane. Okay, let's say that we start out with a point that's a pre-image here. We'll call it A. Okay, and let's talk about some of the ways we can move this point in a positive direction or in a negative angular direction. So let's talk about positive 90. We said that positive is counterclockwise, and whenever we talk about rotation in this sense, we're going to talk about rotation around the origin. So we're going to make our origin, for the moment, our fixed center point. Okay. So we'll call this our center point. And so where does A end up if we rotate it 90 degrees in a positive direction? Well, it ends up over here. It ends up sitting on the y-axis. Okay, so this would be a positive 90 degree rotation. Okay, just sort of like what we would do with a compass. We would start here from point A and we would rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, and it would end up on the y-axis. What about 180 degrees positive? If we started with A, where would that end up? 180 degrees would take it all the way around to here. It would end up on the opposite side of the x-axis. This would be a 180 degree rotation. It's the same thing as two 90 degree rotations. Okay, it would be one 90 degree rotation to go there, and another 90 degree rotation to go around here. Probably should be a little bit further away. Let's rotate it around another 90 degrees. Where would that end up? Over here. This entire distance from here to here would be how many? 270 degrees. Okay, so from here to here is 90 degrees. From here to all the way to the opposite side of the x-axis is 180. And if we go 3/4 of the way, that is a positive 270 degree movement. And of course, you know, going around all the way would be 360. That whole thing would be 360, or we basically come back to 0 again. Okay, what about in a negative direction? So far, these are all positive directions. Positive 180, positive 270. Let's say we still started with point A, but we moved it in a negative 90 degrees direction. Well, we said that positive is counterclockwise and negative is clockwise. So that would be taking us from here to here. This would be a negative 90 degree direction, or clockwise 90 degrees. We would end up over here. So negative 90 degrees is the same thing as positive 270 degrees, right? Positive 270 takes A and it ends up on the bottom part of the y-axis, and negative 90 degrees also takes A and it ends up at the bottom part of the y-axis. So a movement of positive 270 or movement of negative 90 are equivalent. What about negative 180 degrees? Well, let's take a look. That would be clockwise 180 degrees. It would take us all the way around to here. So this would be negative 180 degree movement. And that would be the same thing as a positive 180 degree movement, right? So when we went from here, from A to this point, that was positive 180. We went from here to this point, same point, it was negative 180. So these two are the same. And finally, what's negative 270? Negative 270 would be clockwise 3/4 of the way around. So negative 270 would take us to this point over here. that would be negative 270 degrees. And I think you can see that to go from here to here could be either through the negative 270 or it could be through a positive 90 degree movement from there to there. So basically we have that for a point being rotated around a center point, positive 90 and negative 270 are the same. Positive 180 and negative 180 are the same. And positive 270 and negative 90 are the same.